Now, there's a reason why certain Labour MPs, well, specifically government ministers now, don't go onto GB News. You'll see them all the time on the BBC, Sky News, Channel 4, etc., LBC even. And that's because these mainstream media organisations give them a free ride and don't ask them the difficult, uncomfortable questions, unlike the rough ride that GB News gives them, and they don't like that. You'll get the odd Labour MP shoved onto GB News to try and push or explain away government policies and justify any new initiatives, but they can't do it. You always get the long-winded, beat around the bush answer or non-answer. Now, one Labour government minister in particular has avoided GB News altogether, and that's Angela Rayner. And a spokesman for her tried to justify this by saying, and I quote, "As with all media interviews, availability and logistics for interview location are subject to busy ministerial diaries," end quote. Now, the only time I have ever seen Angela Rayner, apart from PMQs where she was caught reading the answers rather than answering with conviction, is when she was walking up to Downing Street in that hideous, was it a suit she wore? It was like a lime green suit, which was evidently paid for by that dodgy Lord Ali. And apart from that, she's been away on holidays. Her party is in crisis, and it's a crisis of its own making. The country is on its knees, and you'd think the Deputy Prime Minister would be a bit more visible, wouldn't you? But she isn't. It seems she's constantly away having a break. A break from what? I don't know. Because when she's here, she doesn't seem to be doing her job. And besides, if she did pop on GB News, what the hell could she justify? Giving away £3 billion of British taxpayers' money every year to Zelensky to prolong the Ukrainian war, giving away billions to overseas climate alarmists, giving billions of our tax money to insane Ed Miliband to satisfy his net zero bollocks, taking away the winter fuel allowance from British pensioners who've paid into the system all their lives, the lack of action against mass illegal immigration. I mean, the list goes on. Now, either she feels shame, if you can imagine someone like a millionaire socialist like Angela Rayner feeling shame or any emotion whatsoever, or guilt and responsibility, or maybe it's because they know the hierarchy of Labour, they know what she's like during interviews. During that interview with Trevor Phillips on Sky News, she quite literally contradicted herself within seconds regarding the housing crisis here in the UK. And so probably for the sake of the Labour Party or the the government, even Keir Starmer, it's best to keep her away from the telly. In fact, it's best to keep the Labour government away from telly altogether, because there's nothing they can justify, and they don't seem the types to take accountability and responsibility for what they've done and what they're continuing to do. So don't expect Angela Rayner or any other Labour government minister to appear on GB News anytime soon. And there we go, I'm past 49. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, Roger Trout.